I'm excited because today we're turning these tomatillos into chile verde con pollo. I'm particularly excited about this because these tomatillos came right from the garden right here on the grass-fed homestead. In case you were wondering, here's what that harvest looked like. Alright, here are my tomatillos. You can take a look at these. So here's the tomatillo harvest. I'm actually pretty pleased with this. I only had one plant survive the pig attack from a couple months ago. So what do you do with tomatillos? Well, what I do with them is I make salsa verde, and there are enough tomatillos in here to make a batch of it. Here are the ingredients for making chile verde. We have the tomatillos. Here I have 2 rough chopped onions. I left these guys pretty chunky because you don't need to get super fussy with it. These are going to cook down and get blended up pretty fine. 2 poblano peppers, 2 bunches of cilantro, about 6 cloves of garlic, 1 quart or about 4 cups of chicken stock, and of course the chicken. Today I'm using chicken breast. You can use thighs, it really doesn't matter. I've even taken an entire chicken and thrown it in the Dutch oven and cooked it all together before, and then just picked the meat off the bones. It really doesn't matter. In fact, this also works with like a pork shoulder or even pork chops. So pulled pork, fantastic in this as well. But today, chicken. First up, all of the ingredients are gonna go in this roasting dish. Tomatillos, onions, garlic, poblanos. Okay, so not all the ingredients. The cilantro and the chicken stock, they don't go in there. Now I'm going to take some avocado oil. Of course, you can use a different oil if you prefer, and drizzle it over the contents. The idea here is we want to get everything coated with the oil, because this is going to go in the broiler, and we want to get a little bit of color going on these things, and the oil is going to aid in that process. As you can see, I've set my broiler in my oven to high. You see some smoke billowing out here. That's just some oil that probably splattered in the oven previously that's cooking off. Now we're gonna put our goodies in right under that broiler there. What we're looking for here is we want to brown the tops of those poblanos, get a little color on the onions, but our main indicator is going to be the poblanos. That skin on the outside should brown for us. It's going to take a few minutes, so we'll let it sit and check back. Oh yeah, this is nice. So we got a little bit of that browning on here. You see that the skin on the peppers kind of wrinkled up. The tomatillos, the onions have a little color. You can definitely take this a little further than I did here, but I'm a little bit on the cautious side. You can take this too far and where it's too blackened. So I'm just gonna call it good right here. The purpose of doing this is it gives the final food product kind of a smoky, sort of charred flavor that you want to get out of a chile verde. So this is just for flavor. You can totally skip this part if you don't want that flavor. Now, all of this is gonna go into this Dutch oven here, along with our chicken stock. And I'm just adding 2 more cups of water here. And the cilantro, throwing the whole bunch in. A little bit of salt. And then we're gonna put that on a low flame and let it simmer for a couple hours. And while we're waiting for that to cook, we'll take a chicken intermission, and when we get back, it should be done. It's been a couple hours, and this has been simmering nicely. Actually, it's ticking over a little bit faster than a simmer. And it's time to add the chicken. If you're using a pork shoulder instead of chicken, you definitely want to add the pork shoulder at the beginning so it has 2-3 hours in the pot. The chicken, especially this white meat chicken, is going to take a fraction of the time to cook, so I add it closer to the end. The chicken has been in here for a little over 30 minutes. Now it's going to come out. I'm gonna pull out the skins of these poblanos. These have cooked down and have given up their flavor, so you're not doing a disservice by pulling them out. And the cilantro is coming out. With the poblanos and cilantro out, we're gonna use the submersion blender to mix this up. Next, we're gonna pull the chicken. And if you're using a pork shoulder, you would do the same thing here, just using 2 forks. You can pull the chicken apart or the pork shoulder apart. This also works really well in a stand mixer. If you have one of those KitchenAid stand mixers, put it in there with your broad white paddle, and this pulls the chicken in a matter of seconds. With the chicken pull, we're just going to add it back in to our Chile Verde. Alright, we are ready to serve. Should really be using a ladle. This is our other bunch of cilantro that we saved. We're just gonna mince up a little bit here. So we're gonna put a dollop of sour cream, garnish with some cilantro, and finish with, these are grain-free tortilla chips. This is made with cassava flour, which is a tuber, not a grain. And there we have our chili, this fell, our Chile Verde con pollo. And now for the taste test. Here's some Chile Verde con pollo. Take a bite, let me know what you think. I haven't tried it yet, so it might be a disaster.
It's not a disaster. It's really good.
You like it? Doesn't need more salt or anything, right?
I don't think so. I like it the way it is, but you always like a little more salt than me, so you have to try it next.